What is up, Addicts? In this video, we'll be talking about this week's Triple Money Event Week as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is for May 23rd through May 29th, 2024. The current price ride for this week is the Fister Astron. It's primarily based on the Porsche Macan and has a normal price of just under $1.6 million. To get it for free this week, you have to get top 3 in an LS Carmate Series race for 4 days in a row. In regards to performance, it's in the SUVs class and is a top 5 performing vehicle in that class if we don't factor in HSW, of course. It's a pretty quick SUV, but it does lack a bit in terms of top speed in comparison to the Tauros, where it's about 9 miles per hour slower, which is really the only thing holding it back. Now, it does offer some great customization and is pretty fun to drive as well. But anyways, continuing to the test ride vehicles for this week, we have the Masacro race car, the 770, and the Rapid GT Classic as well. And all 3 of these are Remove website vehicles, so make sure to pick them up this week if you don't already own them. And for current gen console users, we have the Devastate as the HSW test ride vehicle for this week. Continuing to the casino podium vehicle, we have the Rapid Retinue Mark II. It's primarily based on the Ford Escort Mark II and has a normal price of just under $1.6 million and a trade price of about $1.2 million. In regards to performance, it's in the Sports Classics class and is a top 5 performing vehicle in that class if we don't factor in HSW. It's a very quick car that's super fun to drive with some pretty great customization as well. I think it's definitely worth trying to win this week. In terms of the dealership cars for this week, in luxury autos we have the Fathom FR36 and the Impaler LX. Continuing to Simeons, we have the JB700, the Masacro, the Exemplar, the Rapid GT, and the Rapid GT Cabrio as well. And all of these are Remove website vehicles, so definitely make sure to pick them up this week if you don't already own them. Moving on to the discounts, in terms of property discounts, we have 30% off the Eclipse Boulevard 50 car garage. So for those of you who don't own one yet and need more garage space, I definitely recommend picking it up this week. Continuing to the vehicle discounts, starting off at the test ride, we have 30% off the 770. This car is in the sports class and is a slightly above average performing car in the class, sitting around 40th place for most tracks. It doesn't have the best acceleration or handling unless it's a very flat road. However, it does have a pretty great top speed and super nice styling. One of my favorite sports cars in terms of exterior design. Also, the customization is a bit lackluster with only a few spoiler, side skirt, and exhaust options, but again, it's still a great car. On to Legendary Motorsport website, we have 40% off the Champion. This one's in the supercar class and is one of the slowest cars in that class for track performance. I know performance isn't everything, but even if this car was in the sports class, it would still be around 50th place in that class, so just goes to show how slow the Champion is, unfortunately, which is a real shame because I genuinely really like the way this thing looks, plus the fact that it offers a Monty Tech is a nice plus. So if you can get past the fact that it's not that quick of a car, I'd say the rest of the car is pretty well done. Next up, we have 40% off the Wagner. This one's in the supercar class and is a top 5 performing car in that class if we don't factor in HSW. It's the best value for performance in the supercar class at a normal price, and at 40% off, bringing it to under $1 million, this is an absolute steal. One of the best deals we've had in GT Online in a long time for a performance car. Plus the customization is pretty decent as well. I know some players don't like the way it looks, but there's no denying it's the best bang for the buck performance wise for the supercar class by far. And lastly, onto the Benny's website, we have 40% off the Spectre. This one's in the sports class and isn't really that expensive of a car to begin with, but I guess since this discount is 40% off, it basically saves you the cost of the $250K Benny's custom conversion cost, so I guess you can look at it that way. Now, performance wise, this car is roughly a mid-tier performing car in that class, but the customization is pretty great, especially if you install the Benny's custom conversion. In regards to clothing unlocks, if you buy any of the 3 Dubachi brand cars on sale this week, you'll be awarded the Dubachi logo t-shirt. Moving along to the gun van, we have the following weapons available this week, and 50% off the Up and Atomizer as well. Continuing to Triple Money, we have Triple Money NRP on the Adversary Mode Juggernaut, Triple Money NRP on select Community Series jobs, and Triple Money NRP on G's caches as well. Continuing to Double Money, we sadly don't have any. However, we do have 2 times speed on salvaging cars at the salvage yard, Honestly, I really wish they would have done double money on the salvage yard vehicle sales themselves and the actual salvaging instead of speed, but I guess it is what it is. In regards to the weekly challenges this week, if you complete any 5 adversary modes this week, you'll receive 100,000. Continuing to the weekly vehicle robberies from the salvage yard business, again these only change once per event week. We have the McTony robbery with the Zentorno, the Duggan robbery with the Baller STD, and the cargo ship robbery with the Seminole Frontier, and to mention none of these are claimable this week. And lastly, for the time trials, this week's normal time trial is Power Station. I highly recommend a quick bike for this one. For the premium race, we have the motorcycle race, A Sign of Things to Come. I highly recommend the Power Surge for this race, and if you're on current gen, I highly recommend using the HSW Hakachu Drag. And lastly, for current gen console users, the HSW time trial is raw on alternates. As always, the HSW Hakachu Drag were the best one for these. In terms of my vehicle discount pick of the week, I'm going to have to go with the Wagner. At 40% off, this is by far the best deal for a supercar in the game in terms of performance. There's just no comparison. This caliber of a car for under $1 million is honestly a gift. Anyways guys, overall this event week I would say is pretty average. 4 cars on sale, no major property on sale, just the 50 car garage, which pretty much everyone already owns, and some pretty generic bonus money opportunities. So with that, I'd give this week a solid 4 out of 10. But as always, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Anyways, again guys, thanks for watching, hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.